Our story took place in China and began in 2015. There was a person named Xiaodong, 26 years old, from a small village near Hong Kong. This young man fell in love with a girl named Yang Liping, and she loved him back. They quickly got together, and against their customs and traditions, the two decided to get married quickly, not even giving themselves time to get to know each other. In 2015, Yang Liping went to her father and asked for his approval for this marriage, but her father did not agree. He did not welcome the idea because she was his only daughter and she had met someone and wanted to marry him so quickly. Usually, they would get to know each other, go out together, then maybe live together, after which she would introduce him to her family and he would introduce her to hers. These two wanted to get married quickly. But Yang Liping told her father, "I will have you meet him." And indeed, she went and brought him to meet her father. But when her father saw him, he did not like him and did not feel comfortable with him. But the girl was stubborn and said, "I want this man and I will marry him." And indeed, what she wanted happened. In early 2016, they decided to get married. On their wedding day, the girl, Yang, went and wore her best clothes, as it was her wedding day, and she had to dress up. She was wearing a wedding dress, all dolled up with makeup, and she was happy. But Xiaodong was wearing casual clothes, a shirt and pants, and went to the wedding ceremony as if he were one of the guests. And it wasn't even formal pants, he was wearing jeans. The important thing is that Xiaodong was not dressed up, just a shirt and jeans, and he was going to his wedding. Yang's father was shocked when he saw him. How could he come to his wedding in a shirt and jeans? This man is crazy. Yang told her father, "Dad, calm down a bit. You've bothered us. Let him wear what he wants, even if it's a swimsuit. The important thing is that today is my wedding day, and I don't want anything to spoil my mood. Please, Dad, don't ruin our wedding day." The father accepted the matter and kept quiet for his daughter's sake. And indeed, the father kept quiet and things went on, and the two got married. After a period of their marriage, Xiaodong asked his wife to resign from her job. He told her, "Leave your work." She was working as an office assistant or secretary, and her income was good. But he told her, "Leave your work, submit your resignation, and come with me to travel to Hong Kong." Yang Liping did not agree at first. She told him, "How can I leave my country? How can I leave my place, leave my family, and go to Hong Kong? And now you've taken me out of my job, and you want to take me to Hong Kong too." She was not in agreement at first, but Xiaodong pressured her in the name of love. "What does it mean that you don't love me? Am I not your husband? You're supposed to stand by me, travel with me, and go with me wherever I go." He was able to deceive her and convince her, and he made her travel with him and go to Hong Kong. She said, "My love and my husband, let me go with him." And indeed, they went to Hong Kong. As soon as they arrived there in Hong Kong and stayed for a few months, their life was beautiful and normal, and they were very happy and active on social media. They took a lot of pictures and posted their pictures together, but it seems that all these pictures were just for show, not real pictures. There was something strange happening to Yang Liping. Little by little, she no longer asked about her family, and if her family asked about her, she would barely answer them. Her friends could no longer reach her easily. There was something strange happening, and no one knew what it was. On February 17, 2017, Xiaodong entered the police station with his mother and father and told the officer, "I killed my wife." The police told him, "Tell us how you killed her, and tell us where you live, and what your story is, what is happening." They immediately took him to his apartment. And as soon as they entered the apartment, they found a freezer in the living room. What is a freezer doing in the living room? And stranger than that, there was a camera pointed at the freezer. It was clear that this camera was placed for surveillance. As soon as the police officers opened the freezer, they found Yang's body inside. She was in the freezer, and it seemed she had been there for a while because ice had accumulated on top of her. The woman was frozen. The police asked Xiaodong. They told him, "Xiaodong, come here. How long has this woman been here?" Xiaodong was silent and did not answer them. So they took Xiaodong back to the police station and took Yang's body to the morgue for an autopsy to find out when and how she died. After the autopsy, it was found that Yang died of suffocation and died in October 2016. This means he didn't kill her today and go to confess. It means the girl had been dead for a while. 4 or 5 months had passed since her death. Initially, the police were able to obtain a preliminary confession from Zhu Xiaohe. He said that everything that happened was in a moment of anger, and that his wife, Yang, had discovered his infidelity, that he was cheating on her, that he was in a romantic relationship with another woman, and she discovered his infidelity. He says, We argued together, and her voice got loud, and I wanted to shut her up. So I accidentally strangled her. He said she was screaming a lot, and I was afraid the neighbors would hear, so I was trying to silence her. I didn't want to kill her, but while I was covering her mouth, she suddenly died. Her breath stopped. I didn't even realize she was dead until after a while. He says, after I discovered that I had killed her unintentionally, I went and bought the freezer and put her in it, and I put a camera to monitor this freezer to ensure that no one would approach it, or if the power went out, I would discover that the power went out and her smell would not emanate. And she remained from October 17, 2016 until February 17, 2017 inside the freezer. Then he completes his confession and says that he could not bear the pain he caused his beloved, and that he killed her, so he went and told his mother and father, and they convinced him to turn himself in to the police. He said, I killed her by mistake, and I did not intend to kill her. Here, the news reached Yang's family, her mother and father. Her father was very angry. He had not accepted this husband from the beginning. He used to say about him that he was arrogant. I don't know on what basis my daughter loved him. He said that he did not feel that he loved his daughter sincerely, and he was not in agreement with the marriage or with his daughter moving to another place. So Yang's father did everything to turn this case into a public opinion case. He started talking to journalists, television channels, and the media. He left no one without telling them the story. He exposed that fool until all of China was talking about this case, about the story of the fool who slaughtered his wife, put her in the freezer, and lived with her for 4 months. Here, public opinion pressured the police to investigate the matter further, as his words were illogical. And indeed, what the people wanted happened. The case was changed from manslaughter to premeditated murder. Because during the period when Yang disappeared, no one felt her absence. I mean, did you see when I told you the story? Since they went to Hong Kong, then suddenly he went and confessed that he killed her. I mean, the girl did not disappear. It was difficult to reach her, but she was responding to them. She was talking to them. But how was she talking to them? Through messages and posting pictures on social media. So no one felt that she had disappeared. There were always pictures of her on social media, her and her husband. She was talking to her friends via chat. And she was also not working. He asked her to submit her resignation so that no one at her work would miss her. So no one suspected that she was dead. And when the police investigated further, it turned out that Zhu Xiao was the one who was using her devices, and he was the one who was talking to her friends, and he was the one who was talking to her mother and father. He was using her phone and her computer, and he was withdrawing money from the bank with her card. And it seems that there were financial transfers made at the time of her death, from her account to his account. I mean, he is a criminal, a fool, and a thief. And the problem is that this was not the only disaster. The investigators found that Zhu Xiao had bought forbidden books that talk about murder and ways to hide bodies, and he bought all these books before the marriage. And one of these books has a story of a man who hid another man's body for years in a refrigerator in the basement of his house. I mean, he applied one of the stories. And the second surprise is also that this freezer was bought before they moved to Hong Kong, not after the crime, not after he killed her. Because he said when she died and he didn't know, or it was unintentional, he went and bought the freezer and put her body in it. But when they searched, they found that he had bought the freezer a long time ago. And when they asked Zhu Xiao about the books and why he bought a freezer when he already had a refrigerator, he said that all of this was a coincidence, and that these books were basically his wife's books, and that he doesn't like to read at all. As for the freezer, he said that he has pets and he wanted to put their food in a separate place from their home refrigerator. He said, I don't want to put the animals' food with our food, so I bought the freezer to put the animals' food in it. The officer told him, didn't you say at the beginning of your statement that after she died you went and bought the freezer to put her body in it? And now it has become for the animals? Here he fell silent and did not know what to say. After days of investigation and pressure, Zhu Xiao confessed to intentionally killing his wife. He said, I killed her for the desire to kill and for nothing else. He said, I love killers, and I wanted to go through an experience as these killers went through. I wanted to feel the same feeling they felt. And since my eyes fell on Yang, I chose her to be my victim. And indeed, he made her love him, proposed to her, and married her. And when he asked her to go with him to Hong Kong, The intention was to distance her from her family and carry out my crime in a place where no one knew her, and she wouldn't even have colleagues at this place. And it turned out that he was obsessed with books, and these books are forbidden, and they all talk about crimes. In general, after these confessions, he was charged with premeditated murder. And in many countries, they are lenient on the subject of murder, and sometimes they reduce the sentence for the killer. But China is not one of them, and there is no leniency there with killers, especially since the killer betrayed the girl and she was his wife. And of course, Zhu Xiaodong's lawyer said that he is crazy and not in his right mind. It must be that the criminal commits a crime and they say about him that he is crazy. He brought the defendant's friends and made them say that he had tried to commit suicide several times and that he was not in his full mental capacity. But all of this did not change the judge's or the prosecutor's opinion. And on December 13, 2018, Zhu Xiaodong was charged with first-degree murder and sentenced to death. Of course, he filed more than one appeal, but they were all rejected. Whenever he appealed, the judge upheld the death penalty. The judge said that Zhu Xiaodong did not feel fear after his crime, but rather he was planning everything. He brought a freezer, put her in it, and put a camera to monitor the freezer, and transferred money from her account to his account. And his life was normal after her death. It is impossible that this was the first time he killed, or that he didn't plan for all of this. And I want to tell you something. After he was transferring money from her account to his account, they discovered that he had 2 girlfriends with whom he was going out with and spending money on them. I mean, this one was not sorry for killing his wife, as he says, and that his conscience was bothering him, but he knew what he was doing. I mean, maybe one of these 2 would be the next victim. I mean, if he had not confessed and the police had caught him, he might have become a serial killer, but he started with the first victim, but he couldn't bear it and confessed.